I want to throw one monkey wrench at you, Andy. And we
Okay.
were talking about this a little bit earlier. It's one of the reasons why I'm inspired to create my company. And that's that the companies are moving at such a rapid pace in the digital transformation era. A lot of business leaders know this. I've experienced this as an individual contributor and also a leader leading teams as well inside of these, fast-paced technology companies. Happen to be at big tech as well, including PayPal and Facebook. And these companies are moving at such a fast pace that it's challenging for uh, all of the company to sort of keep up, right? In earlier you were talking about, the alignment, the symphony of alignment between everyone from the C-suite, the leaders there, all the way downward, so that we're not a thousand different canoes and going in different directions, but that we are maybe like almost like a school of fish going
Right.
in one
Exactly.
direction, right? And there's you move away from chaos and you're able to move towards what makes sense. How do you what advice do you give to the leaders in terms of how they can keep up with this unprecedented speed and still be able to align their teams to make sense of everything for themselves and for, the customers as well?
Sure. So I think that this message architecture, which is the ultimate deliverable in that book, that I think companies should have, is a wonderful filter for behavior, because it tells you everything you want to know about yourself. What is your purpose statement? What's your vision statement? What's your mission statement? What is your positioning statement? It just keeps going and going and going. And by the time you're done with it, you actually have all of the elements you need to make your company do what it should do. So that document becomes a filter for everything. It becomes a filter for hiring people, for acquiring companies, for developing new products. Like, you can just tell if this product isn't aligned with who we are as a company, then we shouldn't develop this product. Or if this company isn't aligned with who we are as a company, we shouldn't buy this company. It just goes on and on and on. It does so much work for a company to be a filter for how they behave. So that's really what I recommend to leaders, is if you need that message architecture, and it's not just for marketing and it's not just for messaging or PR. It's actually a fundamental document about your behavior as a company. And wouldn't it be nice if humans had these things, right? I mean, it'd be really
Around.
great if we had this sort of, core set of behavior guidelines that cause us to do things that are aligned with who we are. But people don't behave that way. But we can make companies behave that way. And that's what I really think leaders should have. So if you tell a bunch of smart humans that this is our positioning statement, this is our vision statement, where we're going, with just those two pieces alone, you will get so many better decisions made by other people that don't need to be told exactly what to do, because they're going to do it in line with what is that vision and what is that position. You can actually make people behave consistent with what you want them to do if you give them a vision and a position.
It's brilliant. And I think my biggest key takeaway with your book was that we're not, you were very balanced in the sense of not being prescriptive, but you were still able to give people a structure and a foundation to think from. So it's like we're identifying our swim lane and we're sticking to it versus sort of deviating and going off in multiple directions, which then costs so much more time, money, and resources, which frankly, in this day and age, in this pandemic, it's a challenge.
It is.
You cannot afford to waste resources like that anymore.
Totally
So
agree. And people don't get the opportunity to talk to each other in the same way that we used to. So we really need those guidelines. We really need them written down.